Hello, welcome back and welcome to another build video. The last video I did was a power armor heavy non-explosive build. Today we're going to be doing an armor, not armor, explosive heavy gun build. We shall cover the more advanced one for those of you who have got lots of slots in your loadout, and we'll also go through which ones you don't need if you're not so advanced and you don't have quite so many cards in your loadout, or at least enough room to put cards in your loadout. So let's start off with the obvious ones. This is a heavy gunner build. So we have Master Heavy Gunner, and Expert Heavy Gunner. Those are the ones you'd expect in a heavy gunner build. Additional to that, we have Bandolier. Ballistic ammo weighs 90% less. I've got big guns, they chew through bullets quite quickly, so I am carrying a lot of bullets, so this will help reduce the weight. On a low health build, so I've got Blocker. You take 45% less damage from opponents' melee attacks. This is a card you do not need if you are on a full health build. It will take a long time for melee killers to, you'll notice, and you can pretty much grab a Stimpak quite quickly. So, there's one card you can save. Now, I use the Blocker when I'm outside of power armor. Inside of power armor, I will put on the bullet shield because I'll be firing a heavy gun that uses a lot of bullets, and I'll be shooting a lot of the time. So this is gain 60% damage resistance whilst firing the heavy gun. If you're using an auto heavy gun, you're going to be firing constantly, so that will give you damage resistance, which is always good to have. Over in Perception, don't really need many cards in Perception, so I just have 3, just so I can have Grenadier. I am using explosive guns. Also, so I can have 3 perks of pick, the pick locks when I want to pick some locks. Now, one thing to remember when you are loading your cards, and this is just a quick segue, remember which ones of these legendary cards you are maxing out. Because if you max out your Perception card, you'll be stuck with 6 perception there instead of 3. 1 which you normally get, and the 5 extra from maxing out your cards. If you do that, you don't really need many cards in perception. You cannot reduce it any lower than the 6 because of the 5 and the 1 you get normally. You will be thus losing 3 cards from one of these rows. So be careful which cards you max out. Don't max out perception. That's all I'm saying. Alright, we're then going to move on to Endurance. Adamantine Skeleton, whilst I'm out of power armor, because I do have the Bird Bones mutation, it does lead you quite open to having broken bones. So just 1 card of Adamantine Skeleton seems to solve that. Rad Resistance. I am a low health build, so I don't want to get any more radiation than I already have. Now this is another card you won't need if you are a full health build, so that's another 4 points saved. Fireproof. Take less damage from explosions and flame attacks. We are using explosive weapons, so that's a very necessary card. Radical. The greater your rads, the greater your strength. This, once again, is a throwaway card if you're a full health build. Rejuvenated. Gain even better benefits from being fully fed and fully hydrated. I do keep my character fully fed and fully hydrated, so this just adds to the benefits. Over in Charisma. Inspirational. Currently we are in the middle of a season. I am trying to get as much XP as possible to complete that board, so this card necessary. Once I've completed the board and I'm on level 150 and I'm spending all those stamps or whatever it is you called, well, we've got tickets, that's the one. I won't need this card anymore. I can swap that one out. Bodyguards. It's always nice to have a little bit of extra resistance to damage and energy. So, got that one. Strange in numbers. The more mutations you have, it's better to have the positive effects. So yeah, we have that card to increase positive effects of mutations. Tenderize. Make your target receive 10% more damage for 10 seconds after you attack. It's always nice to give your enemies, targets, whatever you want to call them, 10% more damage. I mean, that is literally the whole point of sticking on perk cards such as Master Gunner, Heavy Gunner, etc. Make your guns more powerful. And Suppressor. Reduce your target's damage output for 30 seconds. So, you're increasing your aim, and you're reducing theirs. Sounds good to me. Good bit of synergy going on there. Nerd Rage. This is another card you will not need on a full health build. Whilst below 20% health, gain 40% damage resistance and 20% damage and 15p AP regen. So when you're below 20% health, your damage resistance goes up and you get an increase in damage and your AP increases. Once again, low health build. Demo Expert. We are going to be using explosive weapons, so we do need Demolition Expert. Gunsmith. We are using explosive weapons. Explosive weapons break faster, so Gunsmith to slow down their breaking. That way, at least they're going to last long enough for you to fight a boss before they break. Battles included. Some of the weapons that I'll be using of the explosive ones are energy weapons. Specifically a Gauss minigun, which uses M2 cartridges, which weigh a ton. So you're going to need that, otherwise you'll be constantly overweight. Also, I'm running about 7 power cores as well. So going to need that to keep the weight down. If you're not using energy ammo and you're not carrying power cores, you do not need this card. So there's another throwaway card for you. We have Action Boy, which keeps your action points regenerating that much faster. Also, the Rejuvenated, if you're fully fed and fully watered, also helps regeneration of action points. Anything to regenerate action points is good. Adrenaline. After each kill, you get a maximum of up to 60% damage for 30 seconds per kill. Keep your adrenaline up, keep your shot power and your bang for your buck up. Dodgy. This is why we need all those action points. Avoid 30% of incoming damage at the cost of 30 action points per hit. If you are being spammed by someone with an automatic weapon, you will get through your action points very quickly using this card. So, it's much better to have as much AP regen as possible. Bloody Mess. 15% bonus damage. Extra damage. Thank you very much. Ricochet. Especially if you're using a vampire weapon. 18% chance to deflect some of the enemy's range weapons. So they shoot you, the bullets bounce off you and hit them. And if you've got a vampire weapon on, when the bullets hit them, you get healed a little bit as well. Class Freak. The negative effects of your mutations are reduced by 75%. That goes quite nicely with Strange in Numbers, which increases the positive and this decreases the negatives. Starch Genes. You'll never mutate from rads and Ranway will never cure your mutations. Mutations can cost a fair bit to buy, so once you've got all the mutations on board that you want, make sure you've got the Starch Genes card, which means if you do have to take rad away or you go for a rad shower, make sure you got this card, otherwise you may lose those mutations. Serendipity. Whilst below 30% health, gain a 45% chance to avoid damage. Now this is a no power armor card. So when you put on your power armor, swap to one of these. You can have better criticals, one gun army. Super duper knife, that's just for when you're crafting stuff. Other card swap outs you can have. Down here I've got Born Survivor. If I can get myself another point onto agility. Evasive, that will give you, as it says there, each agility point gives you a +3 resistance to damage and energy. Gung Fu. These are mostly more useful if you're using VATS weapons. Down here, I've just got your general crafting cards. Overtime. Oh, there's a good one, yes. When you're in power armor, you don't need to be running around quite so much, so you can drop batteries included and swap it out for stabilize, which gives your guns an anti-armor effect of 45% and makes them more accurate. So that is the card loadout for this particular build. Legendary perks we've already been through, but let's point out a few good ones. Electric absorption. So if someone hits you with an energy attack, it has a chance to recharge your power armor's fusion's core and restore health. At the moment we've got the alien invasion. They mostly shoot energy weapons. You can quite literally stand in your power armor and they can't kill you. Beware the energy pulse from the shield generator though. That will kill you. Now you can swap this out depending on what you're doing for, let's have a quick look at these. Any of these ones that you feel like. Ones I use, Funky Duds. It gives you poison damage resistance, though if you are lucky enough to have a set of Union power armor, you don't need discard, because Union power armor already has poison resistance built in. Another good one to use, especially when you're fighting Earl, is because you get a lot of burning cinders that fall from the roof. Sizzling Style gives you 100 fire damage resistance when wearing matching set of armor. So you don't even need to be in power armor for that one to work, but that one is very useful for Earl, otherwise you will find yourself being set on fire quite often. That is my power armor build. I do have some mutations to go through. Just get to the right page. These are fairly standard mutations. These are what you want to aim for. Adrenal Reaction. This is once again one for a low health build, but you might as well have it because even a full health build you take damage, and the more damage you take, the better your let's have a look. Yeah, so the lower your health, the more damage your weapons do, which is why blooded builds all hover around about the 20% mark. Bird Bones, it reduces your fall speed. If you've managed to get yourself a jetpack, you do not want to fly, land and instantly kill yourself. Bird Bones is a good one for that one. Carnivore, or you can have Herbivore. It just makes the effect of meat or vegetables if you got the Herbivore 3 times benefit. Chameleon, not really necessary. I just got it because there's no downside of having it. As long as you have on weightless armor or no armor, while you're stationary, you are invisible. But once again, you either have to have no armor or you can have the weightless armor. Eagle Eyes. This is the one I was trying to remember when we did the shotgun video. Eagle Eyes, it makes your critical damage 75% better and your perception +5. Electrically charged, I've just got that one. I like the effect of when enemies hit me, they get shocked every so often. Healing factor, this is a good one to have as well. You get health regen, but with healing factor, your health regen is 300% better. So you're healing a lot quicker when you're not in battle. So basically, if your meter says danger or in danger, you're not going to be healing. As soon as you are out of danger and can no longer be seen by the enemy, yeah, healing will kick in. Herd mentality. If you constantly play in a group, which you may as well have because the benefits are so much better than not playing in a group, you get +3 to all your specials. Worth having. Marsupial, that's the one you see people bouncing around, jumping far higher than humanly possible. Get yourself Marsupial, enjoy the jumping around. Plague Walker, not really a necessary one. I just got it because, hey, once again, there is no downside in that one. If you have got an illness, a plague, as it says there, a disease, you will give a slight, and I mean slight, poison effect around. But they have improved the poison effect since the last patch, so maybe that would be worth having again. Scaly Skin, we've got plus 62 on your damage and energy resistances. Why would you not want that? Speed Demon. The most you'll notice on this one between having it and not having it is the reload speed of your guns. You can use one of the perk cards to speed up your reload, but this card does it for you. You can run a bit faster as well. You don't really notice it that much. You will notice other players overtaking you if you don't have this, put it that way. Okay, thank you. This has been the loadout. Now, I'm not going to do the weapons straight away on this one because this one is already coming up to 17 minutes long. So that is my card loadout for the heavy explosive build. We will, or I will do another video straight after this one with my favourite explosive heavy guns. So stay tuned for that one, and I'll be releasing that one tomorrow. Thank you very much. I have been Nomadic Moth. This has been my explosive heavy gun loadout with and without power armor. If you've liked it, please click that like button. If you want to see more, including, well, tomorrow's video, just subscribe and you'll get a notification when I host the video or post the video even. Okay, thank you very much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.